Hello students, welcome to Universal English School Basmat's e-learning class. Introduction. We have studied the sources of ancient and medieval Indian history. This year we are going to study the sources of modern Indian history. Historical sources include material, written and oral sources. Similarly, sources based on modern technology such as audio, video and audiovisual are included. Material sources. Monuments means memorials. Various objects, places, coins, sculpture, etc. can be included in the material sources of history. Buildings and places. The period of modern Indian history is believed as period of European, especially the British rulers and governors of princely states. In this period, various buildings, bridges, roads, water supply system, fountains, etc. were built. These buildings include government offices, residence of offices, leaders and revolutionaries, places of rulers of princely states, forts, prisons, etc. Among these monuments, many buildings are even today. Some are declared as national monuments, whereas some are converted into museum. For example, Cellular Jail in Andaman. While visiting these sites, we get the information about the contemporary sources, nature of the monument and also the economic condition of that particular period. Just as during the visit to Cellular Jail in Andaman, we get information about the revolutionary work of V.D. Savarkar. By visiting Mani Bhavan in Mumbai and Sevagram Ashram at Wardha, we get information about the history of Gandhian era. Do you know? Museum. For the study of history, various objects, paintings, photographs and such for other things are preserved in museum. At that Aga Khan Palace in Pune, we can see different things, documents giving information about the life of Mahatma Gandhi. Statues and memorials. During the pre-independence and post-independence period, memorials of many personalities were erected in the form of statues. These statues are also important for the study of modern Indian history. The various statues provide information about the contemporary rulers and eminent personalities. The display plaque on the status about the full name of the concerned person, birth and date details. Brief information about the contribution and biographical sketch of the person. Just as the status of Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, Lokmanya Tilak, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, there are memorials in the memory of various events which give information about the concerned event, period, people related to the event, etc. For that, Hutatma Smarak at various places. Do it. Trace out the statue and memorials in your neighboring areas. Note down the information of an event or personality. Next sources is the written sources. The following aspects are included in the written sources of modern Indian history: correspondence, foreign accounts, newspapers, biographies, periodicals, factory records, autobiographies, books. Now we will take the information about the newspaper and periodicals. Newspaper provide us information about the contemporary events. Along with it, detailed analysis of a particular event, views of eminent people. Editorial are also published. We get information about the political, social, economic and culture happenings of that period. In the pre-independence period, newspapers like Jnanoday, Jnanaprakash, Amrit Bazar Patrika, Deenabandhu, Kesari acted as important source of awakening the minds of the people. Through the newspaper, we can study the British policies regarding India and their effect on India. During the British period, newspapers were not only the source of political events but also acted as a source of social reformation. The Nibandhamala by Vishnu Shastri Chipulunkar and Shattapatre, written by Lokhitwadi alias Gopal Hari Deshmukh in the weekly Prabhakar comments and various social and cultural issues. Let us know. Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar and newspapers. January 1920, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar started the fortnightly Book Nayak. But later, the Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar had to leave for higher studies to England, and hence the handed over this paper to his colleagues. In April 1927, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar started newspaper Bahishkrut Bharat. Through the medium of Bahishkrut Bharat, he wrote for the reformation of common people and bringing unity among them. Apart from this, he also started two more newspapers, namely Janata and Prabuddha Bharat. Now we learn the maps and drawings. Maps is also regarded as an important source of history. The changing nature of city or a particular location can be traced through maps. The Survey of India was an independent department establishing during the British period. Through scientific method of survey, they have created maps of India, various provinces of India, cities, etc. Similarly, the plans designed by the architect prove important from the view of study of architecture as well as phases of development process of a particular area. For example, the Department of Mumbai Port Trust has the original plan of the Bombay Port information about development of Bombay city. Can be understood through the plans drafted by architect. Then next source is oral sources. The following sources are included in the oral sources of modern Indian history. Folk songs, inspirational songs, rhythmic prose means OV, fairs, jalsa, art groups, interviews, narrations, folk tales, Pawada. Inspirational songs, what's that? Now we learn. During the period of freedom movement, various inspirational songs were composed. At present, some of these songs are available in written form. But there are many other unpublished inspirational songs memorized by freedom fighter. Through these important songs, we can get information about the condition, pre-independence period, and also the spirit behind the freedom struggle could be understood. Next is the Pawada. Pawada is a source of getting information about a historical event or the work of a person. There are various Pawadas composed on freedom struggle of 1857, value of revolutionaries during British rule, etc. These Pawadas were used to create motivation and spirit among the people. Apart from freedom movement, the Pawadas were composed based on the work of Satyashodhak Samaj for awakening among the oppressed classes. The Samyukta Maharashtra movement and such other events. Then next is do it for you. Collect and present the inspirational songs and Pawadas related to the period of Indian freedom movement. Next is the video, audio and audio visual sources. This is the modern Indian history sources. During the modern period, due to the development of technology, there was a development in the art of photography, recording, films, etc. Obviously, these photographs, records or films can be used as a source of history. Now we take the information about the photographs. Photographs are visual source of modern Indian history. With the discovery of art of photography, photographs of various persons, events, objects, structures, places were clicked. Through these photographs, we get information of the person or an event in a visual format. In case of medieval period, there are paintings available that depict the physical feature of a person, visual description of a particular. But the authenticity of these paintings is doubtful. Comparatively, photographs are considered to be more reliable. The photograph of a person gives information about the physical features, dressing styles, etc. Photographs of an event give a visual image of the event. Photograph of an object or a structure help us understanding its nature. Next source is recordings. Next audio source, recordings. The discovery of techniques of recording was also as important as photography. Recording is a form of audio sources of history. During modern period, the speeches of leaders are important. Songs etc. are available in the form of recordings. They can be used as a source of history. Example, national anthem Jana Gana Mana sung by Rabindranath Tagore himself, or the speeches of Subhash Chandra Bose can be used as an audio sources. For the study of history of modern India. Next source is films. Films also audio visual source. Films are considered as a unique discovery of modern technology. In the 20th century, there was a great development in the technique of film making. Dada Saheb Phalke in the year 1913 laid down the foundation of Indian film industry. Audio-visual recordings of Dandi Yatra, Salt Satyagraha, Quit India movement and such other historical incidents are available. Through these films, the events could be seen in reality. Compared to ancient and medieval period, the sources of history of modern Indian history are found in abundance and variety. The archaeological sources of this period are